A very good evening to all distinguished guests from Singapore, Malaysia, and India. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our webinar, Business Investment Opportunities in the State of Punjab, jointly organized by Invest Punjab and the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, SICI. I'm Purnima Kamath, Board Director, SICI, and it is my pleasure to be the moderator of the event today. We have with us three prolific speakers from Invest Punjab, who will be sharing with us today about the business and investment opportunities in Punjab, in particularly the agri and food processing sectors, and also the IT and IT-enabled service sectors. We hope that through this event, you will be able to expand your business network and also discover excellent opportunities and partnerships. May I now call upon Mr. Manish Tripathi, Vice Chairman SICI, to deliver the opening remarks. Mr. Manish Tripathi, please.
Namaskar. Thank you, Purnima ji. First of all, let me give a very warm welcome to all our guests from Punjab. Special mention to Mr. Rajat Agarwal, IAS CEO, Invest Punjab. Rajat ji, thank you for joining us and giving us your valuable time. Major Kohli ji, good to see you again, sir. Wonderful to have you again on a panel with us. Mr. Deepender Dhillon, Mr. Achal Jain, cannot forget. Achal ji, thank you for keeping all this together, working very closely with Pooja. With that, let me move to the SICI Board of Directors and Chairman. So I'm privileged to once again introduce our Chairman, Dr. T. Chandru. Dr. Chandru, thank you. I know you had a very busy schedule. Thank you for your call and you took time out, changed things. So it's great to see you here. Lots of information will be shared. Kishore bhai, my co-chairman, vice chairman for the chamber. Thank you for being here, Purnima ji, and any other board members who have joined. Welcome. We must also, I'm also welcoming Mr. Johnson, our CEO. You can see, hi Johnson. So Johnson has put all this together with his team. So this is the reason we introduce the team here is that this is the importance which Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Singapore as a country gives to the state of Punjab. We have all important people here. We have personally invited select group of businessmen from MSME, SME and other sectors to be here and listen to a very powerful, fruitful dialogue right from the decision makers so that we can once again facilitate some business between Punjab and Singapore. I was, as we were waiting 10 minutes before the start, I was remembering that Honorable Finance Minister, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal was here in 2018. And I think Dr. Chandru, you also met him in a round table. And we discussed at length electric vehicles, battery manufacturing, if I remember right, same IT and agri products. And you know, there was some very vibrant opportunities which came out of that, but unfortunately we were hit by COVID. But now we have learned to live with this endemic. Today's focus would be on two sectors. We did a lot of sieving and we found that today's focus, we will call our business people, members and other community at large for two important sectors. That is agri and IT and ITES sectors. So we are very keenly looking forward to understand from the speakers from Punjab how Singapore can facilitate the business between the business B2B community between Punjab and Singapore. If G2G, government to government connections have to be done, and none other than Dr. Chandru, he sits on various boards. He's very active with Singapore government at various levels. I'm very proud to tell you his name has been mentioned in the parliament as he facilitates business in the country. So if there is a G2G connection to be done, we have Dr. Chandru and all of us in the board, you know, to take his lead and do what we have to do. Business to business, we have attendees on both sides. And if there is a B2C facilitation which has to be done, we also have companies who have blockchain technology, e-commerce, so they can create what we call marketplaces or e-mandis. So We have all three covered up today, but without any further delay and ado, may I request Dr. Chandru, who's also an eminent business person by himself. He is the chairperson of Modern Montessori, 100 schools, 14 countries, and he has investments in various fields like hospitality, medical field, and of course, emerging technologies. So Dr. Chandru, your keynote address, please.
Manish Bhai, thank you very much for those kind and generous words. Mr. Rajat Agrawal, Major Kohli, Mr. Deependra, and Mr. Achal Jain, my two vice chairmen, my board members, distinguished guests, fellow members, participants and speakers from Invest Punjab. A very, very good afternoon to all of you. Now, despite the economic challenges resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic, Singapore companies can still take advantage of business and investment opportunities overseas. One such market is India, and in particular, the state of Punjab in North India. Singapore shares significant affinity to the state of Punjab, as the community's long history in Singapore can be traced back to the late 19th century, with their arrivals here via the port of Calcutta to join the Sikh police contingent under the British colonial administration at that time. The community firmly established itself here over the years, and its members have long been recognized for their societal contributions as soldiers, policemen, volunteers, athletes, traders, and more. I'm pleased to inform you that the Indian Heritage Center in Singapore, a partner of SICCI, has staged an exhibition, Sikhs in Singapore, a story untold, since March this year and ends later this month. In an article published by the Channel News Asia on 8 September, Standard & Poor's analysis predicted that India's economy would continue to grow significantly through the next 3 quarters. With this webinar, we hope Singapore businesses can gain insights on business investment opportunities in the commonly known bread basket of India, the state of Punjab. Singapore is currently India's largest foreign investor during April to December 2020. Singapore was India's top foreign investor with FDI equity of US 15.71 billion US dollars. In total, Singapore contributed to 29% of India's FDI inflow. Indeed, this is a testament to the extent of trust that many Singapore companies have in India's huge potential. SICCI hopes that more Singapore and regional companies will join them in expanding their footprint in India. In September 2018, SICCI companies had the privilege, which just Manish mentioned, of meeting the Finance Minister, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, for a series of B2G meetings under the auspice of CII's Invest North Conclave. Singapore's agro and food processing, IT, and smart city sectors offer opportunities for collaboration. Food and beverages services in Singapore generated a gross domestic product of approximately 4.4 billion Singapore dollars in 2020 and employed more than 48,000 people. Consequently, there are various opportunities for close long-term collaborations and partnership, particularly if Singapore is used as a gateway to the region. Agro-food contributed US dollars 717 billion to 4 Southeast Asian economies in 2019. And they are Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. ASEAN is a member of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, which can open doors for Punjab companies if registered in Singapore or if they traded via Singapore companies. SICCI would like to facilitate that process. SICCI is also committed to guiding Singapore and regional companies if they wish to enter the Indian market. We have established the International Business Division, IBD, a dedicated service that enables its members to expand their business overseas. IBD provides market intelligence, tax and legal advice, and recommends appropriate government schemes. Additionally, the IBD team is assisted by business advisors and market experts when it comes to guiding companies through the expansion process. To find out more about IBD and how we are able to help business to venture into India, please feel free to approach us or any of our staff at the chamber. Once again, thank you for participating in this webinar and have a great day. I will now hand over the session to the moderator. I thank all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Chandru. Invest Punjab is a single point of contact for businesses that are seeking to expand their operations or invest in the Punjab state. It is a one-stop office that provides all state-level regulatory clearances and also approvals for fiscal incentives for companies that have operations in Punjab. Our next speaker is Mr. Rajat Agrawal, CEO, Invest Punjab. He is presently serving as Excise Commissioner, Punjab, Chief Executive Officer, Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion, and Managing Director of Punjab Infotech. Rajatji is currently involved in growth and promotion of industries in the state of Punjab. May I invite Mr. Rajat Agrawal to give his address. Rajatji, over to you.
Thank you, Purnima.
Thank you.
A very good afternoon to Dr. Chandru, to Mr. Kishore, to Manish, and all the office bearers of SICCI, and all the members and esteemed audience which has joined us today. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege for me to be present here today and speaking to you all. First of all, we all know that the disruption due to COVID has really put us behind, put the world behind by some months or by some years, I would say. We had a great engagement with Singapore. The delegation from Government of Punjab, headed by the Finance Minister, had visited in 2018, September. And there were follow-up visits by the official delegation of the Government of Punjab, headed by Major Kohli twice, and once by Mr. Achal. And the engagement has since been regular. However, due to COVID, now we have to meet virtually, and this is one of the platforms where we are, through SICCI, being able to meet so many of you participants for today's function. So thank you everybody for taking out time and being here today, and especially by the team of Dr. Chandru, who have made it possible today, made it possible for us to be interacting with you all. I'll take you through a brief presentation on try to introduce what Punjab is and what we have been doing, and some of the recent initiatives that the government has taken, just to give you a bird's eye view of what the state has been busy doing during all these times. So we are strategically located very near to the national capital of Delhi. We are just 45 minutes away from New Delhi, connected very well by airport. We are a small state geographically, just like Singapore, but we have been contributing to the country meaningfully in so many different sectors. We are the food bowl of the country. We contribute almost 35% to the central pool of food grains. We are a strong player in tractor manufacturing, and we house the world's biggest tractor manufacturing unit under one roof. We are leaders in bicycle. We manufacture almost 75% of the bicycles manufactured in the country, and over 90% of the bicycle components, etc. We are leaders in textile. We are manufacturing 95% of the woolen textile and 65% of the hosiery. So we are a small state, but we are a meaningful one. We are leaders in agriculture, not from today, but from decades. But we are also leaders in various other sectors. And we have been quite favorites among the MNCs. And there are many of them who have chosen Punjab to start their India journey. And it's a story which has been written over and over again over 6 decades now, when Nestle started their journey in 1961. Different geographies, different sectors, different conglomerates, choosing Punjab, starting their journey from Punjab, and continuing their journey and increasing their footprint by expanding in Punjab. And now we have MNCs all across all parts of the globe and from all continents. Next. Factors of production of umpteen importance for any investment destination, and they need to be looked up by any investor for deciding and even considering a particular place. And fortunately for Punjab, we have been very good in almost all these factors of production. Very competitive and affordable and quality power. We are one of the few states in the country which has the state-of-the-art distribution system and very less transmission losses, almost 60% of the national average. Very peaceful labor. This is something which we are very gifted, and which is one of the major points. No strike in the state in last 3 decades in any unit. No restriction, very liberal policies. We allow all genders to work across different shifts. Very good logistics network. We have been ranked second in ease of logistics in the country successively in last 2 rankings. And we have a very good tele-density network. We are one of the top 5 states in the country with optical fiber net connectivity. So the infrastructure is good, the workforce is good, and the entire ecosystem is also very good and very competitive. Next. Disruption-free Punjab. So any operations, I think one of the most important factor for setting up any operations today is it should not be causing disruption in the operations, because one plans to set up a facility which is manufacturing for the globe now. Economies of scale is the thing. And I would not like to claim anything. I would just like to leave you with a couple of thoughts. PepsiCo in Sangrur is the sole manufacturer of their concentrate. That's the item for the entire Indian subcontinent. So every year, we are manufacturing from Punjab concentrate for PepsiCo exclusively 10.8 billion bottles. And this activity is continuing from last 32 years. Pepsi did not find the need to set up any other manufacturing facilities in last 32 years for their concentrate. Such was the environment and working in the state of Punjab. Vibrocaustic is another company, Fredenberg Group, German company, and they are manufacturing their anti-vibration components for major brands like Mercedes, Benz, and Daimler and Ford. And the exclusive supplies are happening from the state of Punjab in last 23 years. Not even a single disruption. Quality of life, again, is very important after factors of production and disruption-free environment. Second in health index. Second in happiness. Third in governance and political stability. Very good network of colleges. In fact, we are a small state, as I mentioned, 1.5% geographically, but we attract third highest number of foreign students in the country. So again, education is one of the sectors where there can be a lot of collaboration between universities in Punjab and education institutions of Singapore. And we are a very safe state, amongst the lowest cognizable crime rate amongst major industrial states in the country. State-of-art plug and play. I think this is something very, very important. The grounding time for any project should be lesser. We are on the industrial corridor of the country, and we have plug and play facilities for different sectors, for different manufacturing and service sector units. And we would be very happy to assist any investor who wishes to look for any investment into any sector. Bottom line plays an important role in investment decisions. We have one of the best incentive policy, fiscal incentive policy in the country, and many of the features are very unique. The kind of GST incentive that we give cannot be matched, is not matched by any other state till now. We provide a very seamless and hassle-free employment subsidy without any conditions of domicile, without any artificial restrictions. One gets to choose his labor mix and still can get on with getting all the fiscal incentives. And my team would be very happy to work with the financial teams of any prospective investors. Next. So this is some of the recent thing. Why I wanted to mention is just to show the intention of the government, how we have been doing. We are making, ease of doing business in the real sense. It should be felt by the industry. That has been the intention. It should not only be in paper or claims. So whatever we have tried to do is something which is already rolled out in the state and felt by the industry. One can start a unit in the state of Punjab solely on the basis of self-certification. I certify that I want to do good work, conscientious work, and I certify that I will abide by all the laws. And within 48 hours, I can start my construction in the state of Punjab. Deemed approval. If we do not deliver, though we have a statutory backed laws for delivering all the regulatory clearances from our office, but in case we fail to do that, a system generated, a computer prints a deemed clearance certificate and sends to the email of the person, of the investor. No human role for that. So if within 21 days I were to give you sub-service, 21st day ends and 0000 hours, there is a deemed clearance which automatically goes to the inbox of the applicant, of the investors. Auto renewals is what we are providing. We have come up with the act, with the statute to reduce our compliance burden. And I'm very happy to say that we have already reduced compliance burden. 1,498 compliances have been reduced in last 8 months in the state of Punjab. We have a central inspection system wherein inspection is done by a team of officers, which is chosen randomly by a computer software. And we have auto approval of consent to operate. Pollution is one of the areas. So green category industry, you apply and the system gives you the consent automatically. And many of such initiatives have been taken to bring in the ease of doing business in the state, actually felt by the industry and by the investors. And Invest Punjab, the office which I represent, is again one of its kind. By law, we have been provided with all the powers to grant clearances from this office. We are a IPA, we are a promotion agency, and we are a unified regulator, and we provide all the services from this one office. So if you were to, at a drop of a hat, want to meet and discuss any problem with 5 different departments together, this is the office. We can connect you to all of them within 5 minutes. And we have been ranked the top performing investment promotion agency by the Government of India in 2020 with a 100% score, 100% score by Government of India on all the 8 pillars, and ranked the top performing agency in the country. Next. So these are some of the results. The taste of the pudding lies in eating, and this is what $17 billion worth of investment from different countries, including Singapore. We have a very prestigious project from Singapore, $400 million Singapore dollars. And this is something which is not a MOU figure. This is not something which is aspirational. This is something which has come in the state of Punjab, which is under implementation on ground. 57% are already in operational phase. And this is what is the feedback. I would rather encourage all the prospective investors to test us and to taste us, and we love to be tested. We know there are some things that we have done, but the spirit of excellence is to learn every day and to do more and more on that front. And we are very keen to learn with the best of the best, because that's what Singapore stands for, the best of the best. And we will be very keen to be tested by them and to learn from them during their journeys. Thank you very much. And I would be very happy to take questions if there are any at the appropriate time as marked in the schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajat Agrawal ji, for your informative speech. And I'm very happy to know that Punjab is offering a very investor-friendly atmosphere. And I would surely say in front of my chairman and vice chairman that SICKI could play a very important, pivotal role as being a catalyst between the Invest Punjab and investors from Singapore and the region.
Absolutely.
Next speaker is Mr. Dipender Dhillon, Sector Officer, IT and IT-enabled services from Invest Punjab. He has been closely associated with the efforts of the Government of Punjab for promoting investment in the IT and ESDM sectors and also developing the startup ecosystem in the state, including setting up of the startup hub Neuron at STPI Mohali. He will be sharing with us more information about the IT and IT-enabled sector and its growth opportunities for business. Over to you, Dhillon.
Ms. Purnima, we have Major Kohli with us. So if I can...
You're on mute, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Purnima. We have Major Kohli with us. And if I can request Major Kohli to please share a few words about how we can collaborate to bring more investment and opportunities, explore more opportunities in Punjab and Singapore.
No, thanks.
Namaskar, Kohli ji. A warm welcome, and it's a privilege to have you here.
No, but I think if according to the master of ceremonies or the lady of the ceremonies, if Dipender is supposed to go, let him go first. It doesn't really matter. So Purnima, please make up your mind.
No, Major Kohli,
okay, all right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly Dr. Chandru and the fabulous team of SICKI, Rajat and the officers of the Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion. I also see on as one of the participants, my family member, Dr. Karan Thakral of the Thakral group. I think he's one of the participants. So Sat Sri Akal Karan ji, and to everybody in Singapore, good afternoon. I, on behalf of the Chief Minister of Punjab, are delighted to be here with you and assure you of just not the red carpet, but to handhold every investment that comes our way in terms of whether it is technology transfer, whether it is investment in our industry, or whichever way the world looks at Punjab. And particularly, as mentioned by Rajat and Dr. Chandru, in the fields of IT, where I think the cyber space is widely open. Singapore has the skill set. We have the wherewithal in terms of manpower. I think it's a perfect blend. Singaporeans like to make money and work hard. Punjabis like to work hard and make money in that order. So I think it's a perfect blend. So if you want to make money and we work hard, we can all make money and be successful to a mutual advantage. So I think there is great opportunity for Singapore to look at Punjab, particularly since some of your countries which are closer are not perhaps the flavor of the day or the flavor of the year. So if companies in Singapore are looking to divert or expand, then I think Punjab is a great opportunity and not very far away from Singapore. Dr. Chandru mentioned about the Punjabi diaspora, which has been in Singapore. I think they are the greatest brand ambassadors, those Punjabis, for Punjab, and they speak of the entrepreneurial skills, the dedicated and loyal hard work, coupled with integrity that they put into the Singapore economy and the Singapore government or in various other spheres. So I think they are our best champions, and they are the best ones to motivate companies to look at Punjab favorably, and of course India, but give us a chance and we shall match, if not better, every other offer that any other state can make. Food is another aspect that, Mr. Agarwal mentioned, wherein that we are the food bowl of India, and every country today is looking for food security. And Singapore should also look at that, because we have a great, not only a cold chain process, but also from farm to fork. So if you're looking at opportunities in that sector, I think Punjab is an area that you could perhaps look at and motivate companies from Singapore to look at us. And I must thank Achal for putting this meet together, and Purnima for hosting it. And the Punjab Bureau of Investment, led by Mr. Agarwal, is a highly motivated team, and we look forward to your participation and assure you on behalf of the Chief Minister of Punjab that there is nothing that we can't do. There is no rule that we cannot change to make it friendly for industry. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Sat Shri Akal.
Major Kohli ji, for your insights. And you said both Singaporeans and Punjabis, they work hard and they like to earn money. But another third similarity is both love their food.
Absolutely, and it shows on us.
Punjabi food as well.
And it shows on me and you, Purnima. I think both of us.
Yes, and we love the Punjabi food as well.
You're welcome to come and join us.
Sure. So the next speaker, I would request Mr. Dhillon for his speech.
Thank you very much. Am I audible, please?
Yes.
So greetings and good afternoon to all the esteemed participants from Singapore and Punjab. And I am thankful for being given an opportunity to carry forward the benefits of Punjab as an investment destination with special focus on IT and ITES. So I would like to start with the snapshot of the IT, ITES and the electronic system design and manufacturing sector. IT and ITES has great strengths and is doing, it's one of the leading sectors of the country. It has a share of approximately 8% of the GDP, 45% of the services exports, and around 50% of the global outsourcing market is being addressed by the Indian IT industry. We're happy to share that we have an FDI of Singapore dollars 8 billion, and this sector is giving employment to approximately 40 million IT professionals in the country. We expect this market to further grow exponentially to approximately 470 Singapore billion US dollars by 2024. And large portion of this market is exports from India. Of course, the Indian IT requirements, technology requirements within the country are also being met in-house because of the technological advancement and the cutting-edge technologies in which our IT corporate and the IT industry is being looked upon. We all have great strengths in the electronics manufacturing sector, which I am covering because of the convergence of technologies between the software, the firmware, and the hardware today. Because the margins between the two are now thin and have almost disappeared. So again, in the electronics hardware, we are emerging as a great manufacturing as well as the consumption destination in the world. And expect this market again to reach to about 540 Singapore billion dollars. And currently its contribution in FDI is around 160 million, 2.3% of the GDP. And it's growing at a CAGR of 26%, which is very, very impressive in today's times. Talking a bit about the Punjab IT ecosystem, which is extremely strong. extremely aging and growing at a very rapid rate. We have over 150 registered IT units in Punjab, which are giving employment to over 35,000 IT professionals. And we offer a cost saving of working in Mohali, which is a leading city in the state of Punjab. It offers a great cost saving of operations of 9 to 14% over the bigger cities of India, like Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore. And the exports from the region are amounting to approximately 915 Singapore million dollars. Our IT companies such as XenonStack, Zini, Endo Energy are working in cutting-edge technologies. Our IT companies have adapted and modified and kept abreast with the changing technological trends. They are working in big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, assistive and preventive technologies on healthcare, visual graphics, and other emerging technologies. The top countries which our IT exports are going to are US, Norway, Canada, and Australia. And these are some of the the top IT companies working out of Punjab: Infosys, Fidelity, Teleperformance, Bungie, Emerson, and the list and on and on. So coming to the complementing electronics sector, which is supporting the IT, we are proud to share that in Mohali, which is a co-located city with here, we have the semiconductor lab, which is the India's only application-specific integrated circuit fabrication plant. This is where the semiconductor and the cutting-edge technologies happen in the country. And the semiconductor lab has supplied more than 100,000 units to the CERN Geneva prestigious experiment, and also to the moon mission from India, which is called the Chandrayaan. I'm also happy to share that we have companies like VSI working on medical electronics, Gillard, which is working on automobile technologies, electronics, Funcom, which is working on telecoms. This is cutting edge optical fiber equipment, which is the future of optical fiber networks, redundant networks, undersea cables, like coming from Singapore to India, landing stations, the SDH equipment, MADM equipment, as well as the Continental India Limited. So all these which are working and manufacturing and fabricating components right from semiconductor levels. All these activities in IT, hardware design are very ably supported by various research institutions like CSIR, Semiconductors. They are doing VLSI design right from the circuit level, whether it is the complement metal oxide semiconductors, whether it is a very large scale integration, whether it's the Schottky diodes, and so on and so forth. So right from circuit design to the wafer fabrication, to integration of the wafer with the chips and ASICs, and final integration into the products, telecoms, and other products worldwide. All that high-tech stuff is and activities are happening very much in Mohali. So I would now, after introducing, I would like to further stress that Mohali is emerging as a great IT destination of the country, which is having both greenfield as well as ready to move in plug and play facilities available. So in the greenfield, we have an IT city with approximately 2 to 4 kilometers away from the Mohali International Airport, wherein you can get land allotted to you as per your requirements, as per your size, as per your areas of operations and business plans, and come up with a world-class facility here in no time, with all the regulatory and the other clearances being provided at a single stop, like our CEO sir shared within Invest Punjab. Also, as an interim or for smaller operations, we have various plug and play facilities available in various IT parks like Cork City, Beck, having more than 1.1 million ready to move in plug-in facilities with connectivity with the world-class cafeteria, great work environment, and we are, like I shared earlier, we are having residential complexes, internal schools for all the employees, the IT professionals which would be working out from here. We are also having the largest software technology parks in India. It's the Government of India body. working out from Mohali, which is having 0.14 million square feet of area, is having a tier 3 data center, which offers seamless and interruption-free facilities for hosted applications softwares, which are hosted from these data centers. And this is again a great incentive for the IT units to work out from here, because having an edge data center co-located within the same city offers very low latency and least turnaround time for applications implementation and running of those applications, and as well as user for applications and so on and so forth. This STPI facility is also hosting various startups which are in agri-tech, fintech, healthcare, agri, and so on and so forth, working as cutting-edge technologies. In our the state policy, IT as well as electronics have been identified as a thrust area, thereby being eligible for special incentives over and above those offered to other sectors. So I'll not go into much detail. We would definitely like to request and invite companies having back-end operations in Singapore and to connect with us. And I'm sure then these incentives in terms of capital subsidy, the net GST benefits, and property tax, stamp duty exemptions, and others, I can go on and on. I'm sure if you, in case you can give us a brief of the business plans, we can make a business case for you, which will clearly out that Punjab as an IT destination or electronics design destination is far attractive to any other place in the country.
Thank you, Dhilenji. Attendees and participants, I would request you to put your questions in the chat group. Speaker is Mr. Achal Jain. He's the Sector Officer for Agriculture and Food Processing. He will be speaking about the agri and food processing sector in Punjab and its business and investment potential. His work entails to identify and seize the opportunities in the sector to propel overall growth of the state. Mr. Jain, please. Over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Purnima, for this opportunity. Very good afternoon to all the participants joining us from Singapore and all the attendees joining from India. I'll be talking on the agri and food processing sector of Punjab, its history and opportunities. Talking of agri and food processing, we are known to be the agriculture production power of the country. A testimony to it is the numbers we produce. We are ranked second in wheat and rice production, second in mandarins, and third in honey production in the country. But now we have also graduated to processing this agriculture produce. As on date, of all the value addition from registered manufacturing units in Punjab, the food processing accounts for as high as 38% of the value addition. It's not just the production, but quality production in Punjab. And to testimony to this is the amount of exports is happening from Punjab. As on date, we are exporting to as many as 140 countries from Punjab. Exporting partners are all over the world, ranging from US, UK, Malaysia, UAE, and many others. We have been strongly diversifying our agriculture production. What started as the Green Revolution, today we are exporting a host of products with a lion's share from cereals, but a significant production and exports from meat, processed foods, honey, and many others. When the world is reeling under the supply chain disruptions in the COVID, Punjab exported as many worth of 1.54 billion Singapore dollar worth of goods worldwide. This slide shows the diversity of production we are doing. We are today producing products that caters to the needs of everyone, starting from infant foods to FMCG goods ranging from jam, snacks, cold drinks, frozen goods, and many others, and also manufacturing nutraceuticals. We're also a leader in production of many animal feeds. The world's companies such as Cargill Feeds, Sugna Foods are having their production facilities in Punjab. We are the agriculture and food processing ecosystem in Punjab is spread across the state. The world's who's who in agriculture production are present in Punjab. You can see we have companies like Danone, ITC, Coke, Pepsi, Godrej Tyson, Nestle, and Bunge. Countries from all over the world have their presence in Punjab. Everyone wants to take advantage of the agriculture ecosystem and the raw material availability in Punjab. Now, that was in a brief snapshot of the agriculture ecosystem in Punjab. Now, I also want to take you through some of the lucrative opportunities which Singapore entrepreneurs can look at in Punjab. First, low-hanging fruit for industries from Singapore is sourcing of agriculture commodities and processed foods from Punjab. As on date, Singapore holds only 0.5% of the total agriculture food imports from Punjab. Some of the neighboring countries from Singapore, such as Hong Kong and Malaysia, have much higher percentage. We went through the agriculture imports of Singapore from various countries and our progress in manufacturing products. And basis that, we identified few opportunities Singapore entrepreneurs can look at. One of the first opportunities is sourcing of meat products. India is already exporting buffalo meat to Singapore, and Punjab is a major producer of frozen and chilled meat. We are exporting large quantities of this meat to countries like Malaysia and Middle East. And mind you, Malaysia has some of the most stringent norms when it comes to import of meat products. So this is our analysis. Bovine meat, which can be chilled or frozen, is one of the good opportunities for Singapore entrepreneurs to look at. Fruits and vegetables. Singapore is a major destination for Indian fruits and vegetables, and Punjab is a hub for fruit vegetables production. We're already exporting fruits and vegetables to countries like US, UK, Australia, Japan, and France. So this is our analysis. Commodities of interest for Singapore could be shallots and garlics, mushrooms, quinoas, peas, and many other organic vegetables. Cereals. We've been known for cereal production, and as on it, we are exporting rice to Singapore. But Singapore is also importing many other cereals such as maize, rice, buckwheat, millet, etc. And Punjab is exporting these commodities to countries such as Canada, Hong Kong, and Australia. So I don't see any reason why Singapore cannot import maize, rice, and these commodities from Punjab. Now coming to investment opportunities. One of the sectors for investment opportunities is dairy sector. We are just 1.5% of the country's area with just 2.5% of the milk cattle. But our contribution to the production in the country is as high as 7%. We are 6th largest in terms of dairy milk production in the country, and the per capita milk availability in Punjab is 3 times the national average of per capita milk availability. As much as 17 million liters per day of marketable surplus we have in milk. This gives a huge opportunity for setting up of milk processing industry. Cheese manufacturing, which is growing at a fast pace in India, is one of the lucrative opportunities. Entrepreneurs can look at setting up of high value add milk based products in Punjab, such as UHT milk, flavored milk, yogurt, and etc. Cold chain, as per our estimate, there's huge requirement of setting up of cold chain in the interiors of Punjab. As per our estimate, it's 4 million liters per day of cold chain required in Punjab. Coming to horticulture, we have a special focus on horticulture production, and it is evident from the fact that with just 5.1% of the net sown area of the total agriculture, horticulture contributes to 12.58% of the agriculture GDP. We have huge marketable surpluses in some of the commodities such as quinoas, guava, tomato, potatoes, and peas. This gives you a very good opportunity for setting up of fruits and vegetables processing units in Punjab. Organic produce manufacturing, we have earmarked 5,000 hectares of land for only organic production. So you can leverage the organic agriculture produce for processing. We have good demand for cold storage, setting up of cold storage. It could be potato storages or multi-commodity cold storages. And then fruit and vegetable processing is definitely there. Coming to the meat sector, the livestock sector of Punjab contributes to 10.5% of the nominal GDP. If I give you a brief snapshot of the meat sector in Punjab, so it's largely divided between poultry and buffalo. as of 2019, the total meat out of the total meat production, 40% was buffalo meat and 54% was from poultry meat. We have a very robust ecosystem for managing the health of our animals. We have the Punjab Veterinary Vaccine Institute, which is first in India to produce cell culture-based swine fever vaccine. We have a state-of-the-art regional diagnostic lab, a very good network of veterinary hospitals. Basis our analysis, there's a good opportunity in piggery sector. And why I say so is because we have a good availability of exotic variety of pigs, which includes large white Yorkshire, Landrace, and Hampshire. We have 5 state-of-the-art pig breeding farms, which has capacity of 9,000 plus piglets breeding annually. We have a good network of progressive farmers who are looking at pig farming, as pig farming is becoming a very profitable business in Punjab. We definitely have the location advantage of export, of being in the center of the country with access to 25% of the production base, of the consumption base, and also good connectivity with overseas nations. We have good manpower availability because we have domain-specific institutes such as Garhwal, which can provide you quality manpower at affordable prices. So this was the opportunities. I'll also talk in brief about the ecosystem, as by our CEO, sir, has already talked in detail about the ecosystem. Coming to food processing very specifically, we have 3 state-of-the-art mega food parks, which are having their plug-and-play facilities, which reduces the capital industries coming in. They can use these facilities on a on a pay-per-use model. In terms of strong logistics, I would say that we are ranked second, as the CEO already talked about, but we also have a perishable cargo terminal coming up at Mohali and in Amritsar. We are connected to the eastern and western bounds of the country through dedicated freight corridor. So in a nutshell, I can assure you that Punjab offers you a very robust, reliable, and responsive supply chain. In terms of utility and labor product availability, we have quality labor available at affordable prices, which is just below Singaporean dollar of 0.09 per unit for variable. We have no restrictions on the domicile for hiring of laborers. Incentives, we have already talked about incentives. So I'll just add to it that we also have a 100% exemption of market fee or rural development fee or any state levy on procurement of agri-produce if you're processing that produce in Punjab. This is about us. We are a unified regulator, and we ensure seamless facilitation for all our investors. Thank you so much. And I would say that in Punjab, it's not red tape, but rapid for investors in Punjab. Thank you.
Thank you, Achal, for the detailed presentation on the agri sector. I'm sure Manish ji will agree that at IBD, maybe next year we should take a trip to Punjab to see actual, stuff going on. And I think a lot of my Malaysian businessmen friend and Singapore investors are looking forward for that. And thank you so much. And I think we have some very interesting questions to the Invest Punjab team. I think one person, Mr. Sharma, is a bit sad that he has a lot of investments in Mohali and he needs some help. So I'm sure, please, if you put in the chat box, just put a contact number or an email where he can be in touch with. Of course, we will address to Mr. Sharma that he can be in touch with Pooja and then connect to Invest Punjab for his personal questions. There was recently a news about innovation mission in Punjab. Can somebody from the Invest Punjab team throw some light on the innovation mission?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I'll be happy to take that question. Before going into the specifics, I'll just quickly, in a summary, share with you that we do also have certainly a great startup emerging ecosystem in the state with 500 plus startups being mentored by 30 plus, great mentors, 3 incubators, and our startups from Punjab have got fundings more than Singapore $40 billion recently. And from the government side, we have a policy framework enumerating the incentives and the benefits which accrue to the startups. So I believe this question is now on the Punjab Innovation Mission, which has been set up. So in addition to the efforts of the government of Punjab, this is a privately led initiative, which has been recently inaugurated by the Honorable Chief Minister to give further impetus to the efforts of the state for promoting the startup ecosystem in Punjab. The activities undertaken by this Punjab Innovation Mission would both be fiscal as well as fiscal in terms of acting both as a pollinator as well as an accelerator, which will create a network of virtual incubators and organize events for startups, as well as be a sector agnostic accelerator to give structured guidance and curated mentorship through sector and stage specific programs to be able to take the startups to the next level. The fiscal to this effort, Punjab Innovation Fund of 150 crores is also being set up, wherein VCs will be connecting with the startups which are emerging and going to be the next unicorns of the country and the state. And this 150 crore this fund will be helping the VCs connect with the funds and invest in the startups thereof.
Sure. Thank you so much for mentioning about the innovation mission. At SICCI, we also have our startup activity, a very great experiment that started called Launchpad. So maybe Manishji can look into something, related along collaboration with the Punjab government on innovation mission and our Launchpad itself. So
thank you, Purnima. If you allow me 5 seconds,
sure.
It'll be very important, Chairman, that we link with Rajatji or his team, or Major Kohli can help from the Chief Minister's side. We are starting an 10 episode live. If I'm sure all of us have seen the Shark Tank serial. So SICCI Launchpad is akin to Shark Tank, but a different concept. It is slight because we have copyright issues. So we are going to select the top 5 startups in Singapore through the SICCI, and of course the whole ecosystem of Singapore will be with us through live televised episodes, and the winners will get close to up to $250,000 of startup funding. It will be a great idea if we can somehow, like we have done with IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur's incubation center has signed an MOU with us, so the startups get a home in IIT. And so the outreach to India becomes easier because then the IIT Startup and Incubation Center becomes their home. Similarly, if you could, Chairman, get an MOU signed with Punjab Innovation Center, if I may use, is it Innovation Scheme or Center or any other organization like Invest Punjab? When we pollinate or incubate the winners in our SICCI Launchpad live serial, which we are doing with Vasantham channel, maybe they can find a home in Punjab and you could get the best brains from here, best ideas. And if there is something which is in the space which Punjab likes, we could have an MOU and give them an outreach of maybe even the funding from Punjab side.
That's a wonderful thought and wonderful idea, Manishji. And we are totally on board on that because the entire effort and the intent of the government has been to link the startups with the wider startup community. So though this is funded by the government to a large extent, but the entire control is with the private sector. The chairman is Mr. Pramod Bhasin, and we know him, the Janpack man, and he has chosen the team of, the proven names in the startup scheme to the venture capitalist. And I'm sure this is going to be a good effort to link these startups with our Innovation Mission Punjab. We will be very keen to do that. And I will pass on this entire thing to Mr. Pramod Bhasin and his team. Of course, Dipinder is a key man there as well. And we will work on that. We will follow up on that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rajat. Thank you.
Thank you, Manishji. There is an interesting question here, and I'm going to integrate these 2 questions together. It says that Punjab, from having one of the highest dropout rates in schools in 2001, has now one of the lowest at 1.5% and a 0 dropout rate for girls. That's great news. which means there are a lot of educated women in Punjab. So this particular attendee, Mr. Vimesh, wants to know how is it, tell us more about women entrepreneurship in Punjab and how Singapore can plug in.
Yeah, that's a great question. And in fact, Punjabis by their very nature, agnostic of genders, are very, very hardworking. They are risk takers. And they have no qualms about doing any experimentation, any new work. So it is totally gender neutral. We have now family businesses coming to daughters, and now recently Mrs. Rajni Bector, who have been awarded Padam Shri, is a live example of a startup which happened in Punjab, and now the company is over $1 billion turnover company and a recipient of the prestigious Padam Shri award from Punjab. And this is not the only sector and only name. There have been names after names where ladies and women have really made a niche for themselves. The biggest name in IT sector, the homegrown ones in Punjab who are looking at the IPR, the biggest name in IPR protection in IT sector today is Mrs. Talwar, who is based out of Mohali itself. Interestingly, I should also mention that we were analyzing the new projects that have come up in the state of Punjab in the last 4.5 years. And we realized that 22% of those projects, we have got approximately 3,000 plus projects, 22% of them were led by women. This was a discovery to us as well. And a large part of it is actually coming from small and medium scale category. So if you were to look at the fixed capital investment, that part is a little low, but that means even the lower run of the projects are being headed by women, and that is really a good news for us. And this is about entrepreneurship. A lot of startups are now coming from the women section. We have 2 beautiful startups which have started during lockdown. So there was a techie who has started manufacturing some high brand socks. And she's now seeing a CAGR, very high CAGR. One of the persons started a startup for jewelry. So designer jewelry, which is, and she has now Beyonce as a client from Ludhiana. So now a Ludhiana person who is starting from a startup from Ludhiana now started having clients in US, and that also the top singers. So I think the culture is very much over there. We have a very good organization, very vibrant organization, FICCI Ladies organization, which is doing a great work. And the entrepreneurship in Punjab from ladies side is very good. It is not 50-50. I would not make a wrong claim, but definitely it is not a only main dominated domain in the state of Punjab. And many new ventures are being taken over. Vardhman Group, for example, now. So Sucheta Jain is looking, she has taken over from Mr. S.P. Oswal. Now Vardhman Textiles is one of the biggest name in textile in the Asian region. And now it is being looked after by Sucheta Jain. So I think we are in the right track. There's a lot of traction, but there is a lot of potential as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Ji, so much. Many of our SICCI members and investors from Singapore are in the education sector, sir. So one of the questions from Mr. Menon is, how are the educational institutions in Punjab looking to collaborate with Singapore?
Yeah. So 2 things. One, I think Punjab is one of the biggest contributor to the offshore student community that goes from India to outside. So there is a huge market which is actually existing for foreign universities within the country. So if a university were to set up a campus here, or a education institution was looking up to set up a center here in JV or exclusively, I think it's a great idea. Anywhere in India, I'm saying. Now, why Punjab should be good is we are a small state, and as I mentioned, we are 3rd in the number of foreign students which are being attracted in the country. we have a very dedicated education hub which is coming up here near International Airport of Mohali. So within 2 kilometers of International Airport of Chandigarh and Mohali, as we call it, we have Amity University coming up with a state-of-art campus. We have Praksha University, which is the Ashoka University's offshoot, the same promoters who are here. And in this entire region, there is a very good network of institutions. We have TGI, we have NIPER, we have ICER, we have Institute of Microbial Technology, we have Institute of Nanotechnology, we have National Institute of Virology, which is coming up. We have IIT Ropar, which is 50 kilometers from there. This I am talking only within Mohali. So we have 22 public and private universities in the state, which are doing excellent work. And I think the collaboration can be both ways. It can be an extension of a university setting up their counter here in Punjab and Mohali more so, or collaborating with the universities here like Chitkara. They have collaborated with National University of Taiwan. Similarly, LPU has collaborated with a couple of education institutions in Europe. So collaborations can be with the existing universities here, or the universities can come and set up their campus in Punjab and attract students not only from the country, not only from Punjab, but also outside.
Thank you so much. I think there's a lot of interest in investing in Punjab. So I think
I have a question.
Manish, we should be having a full day conference.
Yeah. Yes. Purnamaji, can I ask a question, please?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Rajatji, quick question, but before that, Rajatji, the way you set up the stage by presenting, always, we cherry pick a few very important things. Must compliment you and the Punjab government on two things which stuck to me. One is the self-certification and starting up an industry. I must compliment you, sir. That was fantastic to hear. And the second was the deemed approval. So you said after 21 days or whatever the time period, if the approval doesn't come, there'll be a deemed approval auto email. So I think this is great news for investors, not only from Singapore, but if all across the world, people will be hearing this, they'll be very, very pleased to know that. So compliments for that and the whole presentation. And Deependerji and Achalji also gave, one was technology and one was agriculture. My question is the congruence or the convergence of agriculture and technology. So what Singapore is already doing, they have a 30-30 vision in Singapore, which is by year 3030, 30% of food security or food production would come out of Singapore or a new supply chain which Singapore would map out. Hence, this city-state is creating a convergence of lots of startups are coming up where agri-tech, technology and agriculture are coming together. So the question is for farm to fork, which I think Kohli mentioned, Major Kohli mentioned, what is happening in the space of blockchain, provenance, track and trace? Because Singapore has startups who are doing very good work on agri-tech, agriculture and technology in the space of blockchain, track and trace, and sustainability. Is there any opportunity for the Singapore startups to connect with either Invest Punjab or any other department which can help us?
Yeah, I think a very, very relevant question. And I'm so glad that you asked that. So agriculture, see, it comes naturally to Punjab. We are one of the few states in the earliest state to go in for green revolution and successfully doing so for last over 4 decades. And in today's time, without technology, none can sustain actually, nothing can sustain. So there is a very natural congruence between agriculture and technology. And without that, we will fail to see the kind of growth that we have been seeing even in agriculture sector. So agri-tech is one of our core focus areas in the state of Punjab. We have got some very good startups ourselves in the agri-tech space in Punjab. AgNext is one of them, and it has recently got a funding of 21 million, which is the biggest agri-tech funding in the country, startup. And we have a couple of other very prominent ones like MooForm. So they've started facial recognition of cattle and bovine. And they are providing that data and the technology for use in insurance of, cattle. So there are some very unusual, very new and very promising, startups in that area. And that would be one area where we would like to specifically request the Singapore startups to kind of look at us at opportunities. We would be very happy to provide them plug and play free of cost space for 3 months, 4 months, for a quarter. Let them see whether they like it or here or not. Let them for themselves check out the ecosystem here. And even remotely, we would be very happy to connect these. And we have a very good incubator in Punjab Agricultural University on AgriTech. We have plug and play facilities in, as Achal has mentioned, in agri space. So I think all the ingredients are there. AgriTech is a focus sector in startups of Punjab. There have been a presence of some very good startups, and we would be very keen to attract. We will be actually foolhardy if we were to attract startups from all the subsectors. We can't do that. Nobody should aim that. So I think what Punjab is looking up specifically is AgriTech, is startups in health sector, startups in cyber security and data management. That probably is the top 3 for us in Punjab. We are trying to be very focused, and then we would see what other startups and where other the growth is, and then we can add 1 or 2 subsectors as well. So that is about AgriTech. And also for deemed clearances, thank you for noticing that. I did not elaborate on it, but I can only tell you that Punjab is one of the most progressive deemed clearance. In almost all the other states, there is a committee or a human intervention for deemed clearance. So if somebody doesn't give a clearance within timelines, then the matter goes to a human being or a committee. Punjab, we are not doing so. The computer decides. The time is up. Absolutely no human intervention. It is due to be given to the investor. And here it goes like a shoe at 0000 hours.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. We'll connect with Mr. Dipender and Achalji, and we will connect the startups, and then they will take it up from there. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajatji. It is absolutely a pleasure to listen to you and the details. And like I said, I think today's event is more of a teaser. We should be having a complete platform or a one-day conference on Invest Punjab and collaboration with SICCI. I would like to now call upon Mr. Kishore Daryanani, Vice Chairman SICCI, to give the closing address. Kishore Bhai, over to you.
Kishore Bhai, you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you, Purnamaji, our versatile moderator. Thank you, everyone, for your participation and for the sharing of various fruitful insights. We have heard from various business representatives about the attractive opportunities in both the agri and food processing and the IT/ITES sectors in Punjab, which are actually highly lucrative for the investors. The questions from the participants is surely a measure of the interest in the state. I'm sure that this has been a meaningful learning opportunity for all. I'm hopeful that this event will be the catalyst for long-term and close partnerships for companies looking at a strategic window of opportunity in the Indian markets. We have many Punjabi friends in Singapore, and in our midst, we make this state a destination of choice. Allow me to give a word of thanks to the speakers and colleagues in our midst. Dr. T. Chandru, Chairman SICCI, Mr. Rajat Agarwal, IAS, CEO, Invest Punjab, Mr. B.S. Kohli, Advisor, Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion, Mr. Dipinder Dillon, Sector Officer, IT and ITES Invest Punjab, Mr. Achal Jain, Sector Officer, Agri and Food Processing, Mr. Manish Tripathi, Vice Chairman SICCI, Mrs. Purnima Kamath, Board Director of SICKI, who is also our moderator, and Mr. Johnson Paul, CEO SICKI. So I wish to thank everyone for being there, and I hope everybody had a very fruitful insights to what our participants brought about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kishore Bhai.
Thank you.
We at Singapore Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry are always privileged to arrange such informative session, which will empower the SMEs in successfully finding business and investment opportunities in different states. Of course, today's Punjab session was very enriching. Thank you to all the speakers and attendees. If you wish to find out more or want to connect with Invest Punjab for business investment opportunities, please write to pooja@sikki.com and we shall assist you. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chandru, Kishore ji, Manish ji, Purnima ji, and everybody. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Bye-bye.